Surfers Paradise, Australia's leading tropical resort city. Motor racing presents the only real opposition to the standard attractions of golden Pacific beaches, beautiful bikinied girls, and a hectic but colourful nightlife. This opposition is no stronger than during the first week in January. The Rothmans 12-hour race for saloon cars is a blue ribbon event on the Australasian motorsports calendar. It's go, and the 42 drivers race to their cars in a traditional The Man stunt. Winning the moral-boosting foot race is Brisbane radio disc jockey Bill Gates. It'll prove to be some omen, because 12 long, tiring hours later, Gates and co-driver Jim Bertram will bring their Ford Falcon GT home in first place. Not so quick away is Sydney-sider Bruce McPhee. His General Motors Holden Monaro, the car in which he won the other major Australian saloon car marathon, the Bathurst 500, is a reluctant starter. Apart from the Falcon GTs and the Monaro fastbacks, the Alfa Romeos are the other big guns of the strong field. But with 12 hours to go, no one at this stage is confident enough to make a prediction. An indication of the variety of entries. A German BMW 1600 and a British Morris Cooper S jostle their way through a sweeper. One of the 6 Holden Monaros in the event. The most fancied Alfa, Australian National Formula One champion Kevin Bartlett, hustling through on his way to lead the race. Bartlett had a tough task in wearing down the early front-running Falcons, while the Holdens never really materialised as a major threat. And while the big bore cars set the pace out in front, back down the ranks the small fry battle equally furiously. In this class, the Cooper S's will record a crushing success. Toward the end of the race, John Leffler of Sydney will get his Cooper right up to second in an amazing performance. Soon, refuelling stops are being made. For the big crowd, the frenzied pit-side attraction is a highlight of the 12 hours. This is where a long-distance event can be won or lost, and to the crews and pit workers, seconds are a precious commodity. The cars are near stock standard, only the most minor adjustments to engine, suspensions and exhaust systems have been allowed. Cars must have been manufactured or assembled in Australia. 200 examples of the particular make are required to have been registered for ordinary road use since January 1964. As a genuine reflection of a vehicle's performance, the Surfers Paradise 12-hour and Bathurst 500 races have become extremely popular with the Australian car-buying public. Manufacturers recognise this and use the race as a promotional showcase for their products. As a result, competition is fierce, with no quarter asked or given. Close on dusk, the race half-run, and the Gates Falcon GT is in second spot, going hard after the Bartlett Alfa. The Holdens are well placed at this stage, but their fortunes began to look dim when Bathurst 500 winner McPhee blows his engine at 5 p.m. Later in the night, 2 other Monaros will be outed. One drops a rear wheel and the other crashes into safety fencing. In all of the 42 starters, 11 fail to make it to the finishing line. Bartlett's Alfa running like clockwork for the moment. In the 11th hour of the race, mechanical problems will drop him 3 laps to second position across the line. Unfortunately, there'll be a wrangle over positions, and after hearing protests and rechecking lap charts, the unlucky Bartlett will be relegated to 3rd. John Leffler, 4th across the line in the giant-killing Cooper S, will be confirmed as second place getter. Gates will hold on to first place. Tyre wear is severe during the race, particularly in the first hours before the track is coated with oil and rubber. One pit-side statistician calculated that during practice and the actual race, more than 800 tyres are changed. Fuel, at racing speeds, consumption is high, and the figure is put at 4,000 gallons. Night, and rather than slackening, the pace intensifies. Pit crews grapple with stopwatches, lap charts and information boards. During the race, the fastest cars will circulate the 2-mile-long hot mix surface some 350 times. And keeping track of them is no easy task. By now, Alphas are lining up for the winners' garlands. Handling and the driving skill of champion Kevin Bartlett have compensated for the brute power of the Falcons and Holdens. The mechanical troubles that will rob the Bartlett machine of almost certain victory come as a cruel blow to the Sydney team. For Ford, pit gossip that the leading Alpha is in trouble comes as a real tonic. With Gates in first, victory for them now looks feasible. In the General Motors camp, the retirement of their top crews is causing long faces. The big V8 engine Monados have been a sensation on the Australian motoring scene since their release late last year. They've given the General a boost just at a time when other makes have been eating into his figures. Ford's win will show, however, that the other manufacturers are fighting back just as hard as ever. The race now is drawing to a close. The crowd has hardly thinned. Tonight, the clubs and hotels that dot the coast aren't as busy as usual. While they wait to see the victory posted, talk among the enthusiasts is of Ford's last-minute change of luck. Some scoff, but they forget that Holden only got through to win at Bathurst after a Falcon holed its radiator in the closing stages. As the two giants of the Australian motor vehicle manufacturing industry, competition between the two corporations is no holds barred all the way. In the control tower, the timers say the 12 hours are up. The flag goes down for the leading Falcon with Jim Bertram at the wheel, while Bill Gates, who drove most of the way, gets ready to join him in celebrating the win. For everyone in the Ford camp, victory is sweet.